A cameraman not supposed to be here, and a rabid dog. The cameraman is panicked, improvisational, and terrified. The dog is unpredictable, fast, and dangerous, including to its partner. Reaper from Deadbolt and Jacket from Hotline Miami. Roswell and Aswell.
That's a good duo.
Both of them are good duos, those last two. Also, cameraman and the dog.
Yeah, of course.
I like that duo though. Saturn and the T-1000. Marta and Scorpion. Stefano Valentine and No Face. Sasha from Hope Leslie and Baraka. Donkey Kong and Gara.
Good.
There's vents, auto-locking doors, steam bursts, electrical panels that can be rigged, vacuum explosion, and motion sensors.
Splendid.
Ben immediately maps the ship in his head, choke points, sightlines, and nearest maintenance access. Sonar keeps his hands steady, gripping motion sensors and compact toolkits. Man-Bat and Batman. Oh, this is a good Stellar song. Guts wakes up already angry, dragging the heavy metal steel pipe that feels close enough to his sword, but never stays near his shoulder, calm. Grievous and Buff Palpatine. Grievous rips off a locker door like it's paper, harvesting blades and Stumpathon. Palpatine grins like a man in a gym mirror, finding shock gloves and compact pistol with 2 magazines. General Palpatine says, "Let's hunt the weak."
Yeah.
We live in a liftocracy.
Good.
The cameraman keeps insisting he's not a tribute, stumbles into a mess hall and grabs a fire extinguisher like a holy relic. The dog is foaming at the mouth.
Oh, God.
The caravan whispers, trying to leash it with a cable tie. The dog lunges at him. He barely dodges and snaps the dog bolt. He barely dodges. The tie snaps and the dog bolts into a vent, barking like a siren.
Okay.
Okay, so his partner's already gone.
Yeah. He's trying to immediately kill him.
It's a rabid dog fucking wins.
I would love that.
Reaper and Jacket don't speak much. They move like they've done this before, grab shotgun, silent pistol, and whatever else. Roswell and Aswell. Take the med bay and barricade it, collecting chemicals. Saturn's presence is unnerving presence, new ability. Not supernatural, just commanding. The T-1000 stands behind him like a quiet guillotine. The head turns the engine room. Marta finds a heavy pry bar and clutches it like a scripture. Scorpion's tail crackles against the floor. Okay, wait.
What?
Is it Tiberius? No, it's not Tiberius. It's Tyrion.
Tiberius.
Tyrion.
What about him?
His voice actor. That reminds me of something. Jesse Gorell. Who was he in something else? He's Futuro. That's what it was. I remember him being something extremely stupid.
Yeah.
I don't know why that just popped in my head. And Byakuya as well. Stefano scavenges the wires, taped camera, flash it, no face. Just falls silently. This place wants art, Stefano whispers. I can give it art. Sasha stays calm, grabs flashlight and utility knife. Baraka tears a metal pipe apart to sharpen it into something cruel. Don't rush, Sasha says. Let them rush to us. Why is Baraka sharpening something? He has claws for... He has a fucking sword arm.
I was just thinking that.
I need to make a weapon.
Yeah. I need a pipe.
The gate starting strong. Pulls open a crate in the cargo hold like he's ripping bananas. That's not.
Okay.
Nostromo dims further. Lights flicker in sections. Distant clangs echo through the vents like footsteps that aren't there. The cameraman tries to sleep in the mess hall. Behind overturned tables, the rabid dog returns, sentinel creeping low. It pounces. The cameraman screams through the fire extinguisher. It hits a dog in the ribs. The dog doesn't stop. It bites his forearm and shakes. Out of pure panic, the cameraman rips the extinguisher pin and blasts the dog point blank. Cold white foam starts to flood its face and its lung. The dog thrashes, chokes, and collapses dead.
Damn.
The other guy has rabies.
Yeah. Probably.
Morning doesn't exist here, just the shift in the ship's hum. The klaxon blip once, then stops. Doors cycle in sections, forcing movement. The cameraman limps the corridor, leaving faint blood trail. Marta follows it like a prayer answered. Scorpion lurks behind, tail raised. The cameraman hears it too late. He throws a wrench, it misses. Marta charges up, pry bar up. Batman watches from a vent intersection with sonar, sees the whole thing through a grate. He's not supposed to be here, sonar murmurs. We intervene? But Batman hesitates. Rare. Martha swings. The cameraman tries to block with his injured arm and gets smashed into the floor. Scorpion's septum tail cocked, but Martha finishes it first with one more brutal strike. Cameraman is dead.
Alright.
Palpatine wants chemicals. Medbay has them. He wants steroids.
Yeah.
Grievous wants kills. Medbay has people. They breach the door, only to trigger Stefano's flash trap from a previous wanderer's tinkering left behind in the hall. A bright blast stuns everyone for several heartbeats. Aswell uses that heartbeat to conjure a short-lived blade and to slash Grievous across the shoulder plating. Roswell fires small concessive burst, pushing Palpatine back into a gurney. Grievous recovers faster than anyone expected, lunges, but Minerva and Guts are passing nearby, drawn by the noise. Guts barrels in like a freight train, swinging his pipe into Grievous's ribs. Metal shrieks. Palpatine tries to shove Guts back with a short force burst. Minerva's stabilizing aura flashes, keeping Guts upright through the hit. It's chaos. Four duos colliding in the stairwell. Roswell sees the problem instantly. This has become a massacre if it continues.
True.
What the fuck was that?
I don't know. That was scary.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
He does the only sensible thing that triggers the medbay oxygen dump, a seal system that Batman had earlier tampered with. A hiss, a sharp wind, loose items run to the nearest vent shaft. Grievous digs with his claws. Palpatine grabs a railing, Guts staggers, Minerva braces. Aswell, mid-step, slips on a rolling tray. His balance goes in the worst possible moment. The suction catches him, drags him in, slams him to the vent intake hard enough to crack bone.
Shit.
Roswell reaches for him too late. Aswell's pulled into the vent shaft, scraping and twisting until the sound stops. Oh my god. Gets sucked to death.
Yeah. Good.
Saturn's closing in. In the end room, Saturn listens to the ship's hum. They'll come to heat, Saturn says. To power, to control. The T-1000 tilts its heads, then we become the locked door. They start moving slow and inevitable towards the center corridors. Donkey Kong and Gar encounter the smoke. Gar sends curls tighter. Gar's sand curls tighter, sensing movement, decayed. Growls ready to charge. They don't fight. This night is all near misses. Cold again, so I'm not gonna go by the fire.
By the fire. The event should be Xenomorph.
Okay. Warning, unknown life form detected. Crew status non-compliant. Motion sensor in cargo hold B goes berserk. Guts! Blips overlapping at impossible speed. Batman freezes. Sonars with hand signals. Not human. Batman whispers. Not mechanical. Over the metal creaks. A long rigid shape slips across the ceiling. Sound deliberate. Sonar swallows. That wasn't on the roster. Xenomorph has entered the game. Stefano is thrilled. The ship, he murmurs, adjusts his camera rig. It finally understands art. Where's Stefano from?
Evil Within.
Okay. That's from Bioshock, the fucking camera guy.
Oh,
He
no.
stalks the dark gallery of pipes and chains. No face we trail behind him, trembling with excitement and fear. The xenomorph drops behind him without a sound. Stefano turns, camera flashes, fires instinctively. The alien shrinks, recoils in a half a step. A barbed tail punches clean through Stefano's torso, pinning him to a bulkhead. He gasps, smiling before it. Smiling even as blood runs. Magnificent. Acid blood drips from the wound, burning through the floor, gritting to him beneath. No face outside the stairwell, and flees down the corridor. No face absorbs Stefano's terror, grief, and awe all at once. He swells grotesquely, knocking over carts and screaming down corridors. This draws attention, too much attention. The xenomorph hears the noise, intercepts No Face in a narrow passage. No Face lashes out violently, strength failing. The xenomorph doesn't fight, it waits. Then No Face charges, alien sidesteps, tail hooks him through the neck, lifting him off the ground. Acid blood eating into walls, spraying into No Face's bloated form. No Face is killed by the xenomorph as well. Minerva Guts encounter acid scarred flooring. Minerva freezes. That's not a weapon. Guts grips his pipe tighter. Then we kill it anyways. The creature listens. The creature respects hierarchy, he says calmly. It will test us. The T-1000 metallic gun ripple. Then I can adapt. Okay, it's a fucking wild animal, but whatever. Batman and Sonar reach the old surveillance junction. Sonar reroutes feeds. Every camera lights up at once. Xenomorph appears on 4 screens, simultaneously moving impossibly fast. Batman, Sonar whispers. Batman stares. It's learning. Hello? Can you hear me? Gavin, speak. There we are.
Yeah.
Martha hears screaming first. She rushes towards it. Pry bar raised. Feign absolute. You can't have me, she roars. The xenomorph drops from above, knocking her flat. She fights harder than anyone expects, smashing its jaw once, drawing acid blood that burns her arm to the bone. She doesn't scream. The tail takes her through the spine. She dies young. We'll find to land. Scorpion charges it in fury, tail lashing, claws tearing at the alien's shoulder. He heard it. The alien shrieks. It retreats a step. Then sprays acid blood deliberately. It eats through Scorpion's armor joints, locking his legs. The alien lunges, jaws open, and her jaws fire. Scorpion collapses, twitching.
Makes sense.
Roswell, already shattered from Asbel's death, snaps. He unleashes wide magical blast down a corridor, bright, loud, and uncontrolled. The sound echoes for miles. Minerva hears it and screams, "No!" Too late. The xenomorph drops in the ceiling, and behind Roswell, he turns, eyes wide. So this is tail, chest, silence.
Damn.
It's coming over the same way. Donkey Kong roars, furious, pounding the walls when the ship power cuts again. Garrus shouts, "Stop! You're drawing it nearer!" The roar echoes. Xenomorph charges head on. DK fights it, grappling, slamming into a crate. He's winning. Then the tail wraps around his leg. Acid blood splashes on his chest. Gar screams, trying to shield him, but the alien pulls free, jaw snapping. DK falls, chest smoking, eyes wide in disbelief. He's dead. Batman studies the ship damage. His advantage preparations is fading. Too many sealed routes, too many unknowns, too many strong survivors left. Sonar checks motion sensors. We're boxed in. The ship's reshaping. Whenever walks with Guts through a dim cargo spine, she's quiet, focused. Guts watches her. You're holding something back. I don't want to lose anyone else, she replies. Guts tightens his grip on the pipe, then we stop running. Saturn stands in a maintenance junction, hands cast behind his back. The weak cold themselves, he says calmly. Now the structure emerges. The T-1000 scans heat signatures, multiple targets converging. Good, Saturn replies. Let's let history repeat itself. Reaper reloads in silence. Jacket leans against the bulkhead, mask smeared with blood that isn't his. The monster's gone, Jacket says quietly. Reaper nods. People still make noise. They move towards the engine access corridor. They don't speak. That's a bullshit. Sasha scavenged for ammo from a fallen crate. Byakaraka flexes his arm blades. Let them go. They will, Sasha says. We just choose win. They position near a narrow junction, perfect for melee. Gara alone. Gara kneels near Donkey Kong's remains. The ash dust around him stirs, angry. I won't be loud, he whispers. I won't die like that. He moves silently in the vents, conserving sand for defense only. Constantine and Mr. Tor. Constantine lights a cigarette with shaking fingers. Mr. Tor grins, holding a grenade like it's a microphone. This place needs more explosions! Constantine slaps his hand down. The corridor's narrow, too narrow. Baraka lunges first at Jacket. Jacket fires one shell, hits Baraka's shoulder, but doesn't stop him. Reaper moves instantly, firing controlled shots into Baraka's sides. Sasha screams, firing back wildly. Baraka shoots point blank through the throat. Baraka drops. Reaper shoots Baraka's point through the throat. Blah, blah, blah. He drops. Sasha stares in shock. Reaper turns his gun and fires once, twice. Silence. Sasha and Baraka are dead.
Yeah.
Saturn and T-1000 find their bodies. Saturn surveys the scene like a general reviewing the map. Efficient, he says, but messy. T-1000 steps forward. Reaper fires. The shots deform T-1000's torso. Slow it, but doesn't stop it. Jacket throws a grenade. The Saturn gestures. The explosion throws everyone down the corridor. The T-1000 reforms, partially melted. Slower now. Reaper realizes the truth. We can't win this. They retreat. The T-1000 catches Reaper by the leg and slams him into a wall. Reaper fires until empty. Saturn steps closer. History favors the inevitable. The T-1000 drives the arm blade to the Reaper's chest. Jacket flees into the vents. Minerva and Guts meet Saturn and the T-1000 in the engine room. Steam roars, floor shakes. Guts charges full force, pipe smashing into T-1000's chest. Minerva stabilizes him through a glancing blow that would have shattered his ribs. Saturn steps in, calm, precise, striking Minerva with a crushing blow that knocks her back. Guts roars and attacks Saturn directly. The fight is brutal. Saturn bleeds, but the T-1000 recovers, grabs Guts from behind. Minerva screams and runs forward. Saturn strikes her down, breaking her leg. The T-1000 Gut struggles fiercely. The T-1000 impales him. Gut locks eyes with Minerva. Don't stop. Then he goes still. Minerva crawls towards him. Saturn raises his weapon, but before she can strike, sand explodes from the vents.
Oh shit.
Or slams Saturn sideways, stunning him. The T-1000 turns Seagull, throw everything he has left. The sand hardens around the T-1000's limbs, freezing him mid-motion. Minerva drives herself away as Gar seals the mass onto the floor. The effort leaves him shaking. Saturn pulls free, but slow now. Minerva escapes. Batman and Sonar observe the aftermath from above. Sonar's whisper says, "We can't beat Saturn or the T-1000. Batman nods grimly. They won't be allowed to win this if we could. Nostromo is nearly gutted. The endgame begins. Batman studies the schematic burned into his gauntlet display. Every contingency we had relied on options to quietly the ship remove them. The T-1000's surface ripples perfectly where Gara's sand fused to it earlier. It still functions, just slower. Saturn notices even iron has its limits. Sorry, one moment.
Mm-hmm.
Minerva limbs splinting her leg with torn cabling. Her miracle can dull pain but not erase it. She whispers to herself, survive the day, choose the night. She avoids noise, avoids pride, avoids Saturn. Trying to fix a log into the fire. I have a fat log, so it's just burning badly.
Yeah.
From the fat log, like in Dark Souls 1.
I love fat rolling.
That's when you just... What is it again?
It's when you're too fat, when you're carrying too many things.
And so your character just rolls super slow.
Yeah.
Did I get burned in the same exact spot as yesterday?
That sucks.
Oh no, that'd be funny.
Yeah.
But I didn't. It's just in a slightly different spot.
Let's see.
Gar's sandhaler is thin now, patchy, gritty. He scavenges ash from burned panels, scraping with his bare hands. I can stop one more thing, he mutters, maybe two. He keeps to the vents, waiting. Jacket doesn't plan. He stalks. He follows sound, breath, fear. The ship gives him plenty. Constantine and Mr. Torg. Bad ideas, right timing. Constantine flips through a battered grimoire, pages torn and greasy. Torg, he says, do not under any circumstances throw a grenade unless I say so. Explosions are always the circumstances, Torg yells.
Throw.
The engine ring is loud, hot, and moving machinery. No stealth, no cover that lasts. Saturn and T-1000 arrive first, then Batman and Sonar from the catwalks. Moments later, Constantine and Torg from the lower gantry. Batman signals Sonar now. Sonar overloads the junction. Lights blow, alarm scream. Constantine grins, oh hell yes. Tor hurls a grenade immediately. Saturn braces, the blast throws them back hard. The T-1000 Sniper's armor slagging. Batman drops the smoke and moves precision strikes, targeting joints, slowing the machine further. Sonar fires a grappling line, yanking the coolant hose loose, freezing vapor flooding the ring. For a brief moment, Saturn bleeds. The T-1000 locks up, movements jerky. Batman can press advantage. He doesn't. He instead turns to sonar. We need to leave. And they leave. That's it.
Okay.
Saturn rises, battered and furious. You remarkable man, Saturn says, but history ends heroes. Oh, yeah, you need to leave, sorry. Remarkable man, Saturn says, but history ends the hero. Batman launches, smoke strikes, misdirection, then he hurts Saturn again. Then T-1000 adapts. A frozen limb shatters free, a metal spike forms. Batman dodges the first thrust. The second catches him through the chest, though. He doesn't scream. He looks once towards the exit. Sonar use. Saturn delivers the final blow.
Damn.
Jacket finds Constantine in a dark service corridor. The first strike misses. Constantine rolls, fires a quick charm that knocks Jacket back. Mate, Constantine pants. I'm not your enemy. Jacket charges again. Torg appears behind him. Surprise explosion! The blast shreds the corridor. When smoke clears, Jacket's gone. Escape through a vent, bleeding.
The vents.
He could have grabbed it. Torg's fucking buff as shit. He could have beat his ass. He just had to blow him up.
Explosions always.
His facial hair impacts the age at a young age, cause kids to bully him.
True.
Sonar reached the bridge access alone. Guard dropped from above. I thought you were Saturn. Sonar raised his hand. I'm not your enemy. Before Gar can respond, the T-1000 crashes through the wall behind Sonar. Gar throws sand a little too late. T-1000 impales Sonar cleanly. Sonar's slumped eyes wide. Jacket ambushes Minerva near the bridge stairs. He's fast, ruthless. Minerva barely holds him off, using terrain and timing. Then Saturn arrives. Jacket turns and snarls. Saturn crushes him with a single efficient strike. Minerva manages to escape last second. I can't believe Jacket couldn't beat a crippled woman.
Yeah.
Both of her legs are broken.
It's pathetic.
Constantine steps forward first, cigarette shaking between his fingers. All right, you ancient time dad, he says to Saturn, let's talk inevitability. You delayed the unavoidable, Saturn says calmly. Torg grins. Delay is just explosions with a timer. Before Constantine can stop him, Torg hurls 2 grenades. Not at Saturn, but at the bridge floor supports. The explosion doesn't kill anyone. It tears open coolant lines. Freezing vapors flood the bridge. The T-1000 stiffens, movement slowed, joints crystallizing. Saturn steps back, surprised. Constantine charges but chants quickly, carving sigils into the frost with the blood. Where's Constantine from?
DC.
No. A binding spell, temporary, costly, it barely works. The T-1000 locks mid-step, half frozen. Saturn snarls. Saturn doesn't hesitate. He charges. Torg laughs, raising another grenade. Saturn strikes him first, one blow, crushing. Torg is thrown against the console, hard enough to cave it in.
Shit.
Gar steps forward, Sand barely responding anymore. This ends here. This ends now.
Yeah.
He slams his remains of the sand into Saturn's leg, binding them briefly. Minerva moves in at the same time, slow, limping, but precise, driving a blade into Saturn's side. Saturn roars, staggered for a moment. It looks possible. Then the T-1000 breaks free, tearing frozen metal apart. He charges Gara. Gara raises a final shield. The T-1000 smashes through it and impales him. Gara collapses, eyes calm.
Right.
Minerva faces Saturn alone now. She's shaking, bleeding, barely standing. Saturn looks at her with something close to respect. You endured longer than most. Minerva studies her breathing. She lunges, slow, desperate. Saturn catches her. One hand catches around her throat. She looks past him to Constantine. Minerva smiles faintly and lets go. Her miracle searches once, not to save herself, but to overlead Constantine's spell. A signal flares. I don't know. Her miracle doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
The binding on T1000 destabilizes violently. Saturn churns. Too late. He drops to Minerva as the T1000 convulses. Systems conflicting. Minerva collapses, smiling. She died. Actually, that is how it works. Never mind.
I see. Hell yeah. Did she die? Wait, she died?
Yeah, she died.
Makes sense.
Minerva takes energy away from other things in order to use her power. So if she heals Constantine, it will just take energy from something else, and it took it from the T1000.
Yeah.
But usually Minerva doesn't realize what it takes it away from, so she can accidentally like kill a bunch of trees and that was one thing. There's a massive battle. And Minerva came like strutting along. She's like, "Oh, I need to heal everyone here," and she heals a bunch of people. And this random village gets crushed by an avalanche because all the trees died that held up the rocks.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons the elves wanted to kill her.
I mean, that would. She fucked.
It's because like, all right, you're just. It wasn't their village, but it was still. It wasn't confirmed if it's their village, but it's the thing of all right. You're just. You are inherently good, but you're just causing problems by existing.
Yeah, true.
The break shakes. The T1000 staggers. Damage, adaptive logic scrambled. Constantine stands alone, bloodied, exhausted. You know, you pants. People always think magic is about power. Saturn advances. It's about control. Constantine grins darkly. No, it's about cost. He slams his hand into the bridge console and finishes the spell Minerva started. The coolant floods fully. The T1000 freezes solid mid-motion. Saturn tries to pull it free. The floor gives away underneath. The decompression alarm scream. The bridge breaches. Saturn and frozen T1000 drag towards the rupture. Saturn digs in, but Constantine grabs him. History lesson Constantine snarls, and he lets go. They get spaced. They get xenomorphed.
Yeah.
That happens in the original Xenomorph movie. Or
Yeah,
not Xenomorph, Alien movie.
Yeah.